Hello. Hello, it's me. How are you? Oh, yeah, I know. It's the that thing that I get sometimes. That's all. It's just that thing that I get. It's an unfortunate thing. Yeah, the 24-hour sick that I get sometimes. It's a whole thing. Hey, baby. Oh, thank you.
Also, backwards. I got Cheerios.
Thank you. Those are the good ones. I have been gifted Kleenexes, which I do need. Just a moment. Ah, so what's happening? I have nothing exciting to report. Nice legend. Nice. I I switched password managers. I switched to a self-hosted solution, and I know that's not terribly exciting, but it's exciting to me. I really like it a lot. Um, I just like it better. than what I was using. I was pretty happy with what I was using, and I was worried about switching off of it because I wasn't sure that other options had feature parity. I actually don't like to say True Geek. I don't know if it really matters whether I say, but you know what I mean? It probably doesn't very much matter. Yeah, it's basically where I'm at, Dab. Yeah. Well, it's Bitwarden. That's what I've switched to. And I'm very, very pleased with it. The thing I like the most is that because it's open source, there's a self-hosting solution. And of course, I am doing that. So I'm running my own server for it. And it is so nice. And it's essentially the Bitwarden backend, but self-hostable. So if you're familiar with that, then you're familiar with this. And I like that a lot because I can everything just lives locally on my own server. It doesn't have anything to do with the wider world. I don't have to pay for anything. And the yeah, Vault Warden and the extension and everything and the phone app, all that stuff seems to work great. So I'm quite pleased. One of the things that I was not happy with my previous setup, because I was otherwise happy with all the features, except for a few things like not being open source, but also, sorry, forgot to mute. Um, my previous solution didn't have, in my view, a great way of handling syncing passwords across devices. And it was really, it had options, but what I found was it was really unreliable. It would become disconnected, it would struggle to reconnect, yada, yada, yada. And I went through a bunch of bullshit with it. This is way better. This is so much better. My previous solution had like Wi-Fi sync, but that sucked because whatever computer you initiated that on, that computer is the server now. And then if you ever restarted that computer, all the other devices would become disconnected, and sometimes it would just not be able to figure out how to connect again, and you'd have to redo all that. That sucked ass. It offered the option of a variety of big tech options like use Google Drive or use Dropbox or blah blah, but I don't want any I don't want my passwords all going out to the internet for no reason to some big tech shithead service and then back down to my devices and whatever. So those are all out for me. Another option was just straight up folder sync. So if you just had like a network drive, you could use that, but that felt ultra clunky to me. Another option was WebDAV. That was the last one that I was using. And for that, I was running a whole ass Nextcloud on my previous server. And if you're not familiar, Nextcloud is God. It's like a platform. Uh, it's not this, but to explain it simply, it's kind of like a Dropbox that you can run yourself, but it also does a lot more than that. I didn't really care for it that much, but it did provide me the ability to run my own Dropbox like service that had WebDAV. Suffice to say, that kind of worked all right um, for the most part until then I started having problems with server one, and then it all went to hell. Uh, Vault Warden is just way, 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 way nicer. This is so much better and easier to use. It's way more seamless and behind the scenes. And I really like the tools that it provides for organizing, sharing, and so on and so forth. Just very, very good. I am very happy with it. Oh, huh. That's wild, Dev. I feel like I definitely do. Might be the nature of my work and stuff like that, though. I looked at sync thing, but I almost went that road, but ultimately, I think I really wanted to get onto a better password management platform in general. And I appreciate a nice interface. Oh, I feel like shit, folks. I really feel like shit. Sucks. God, Firefox is so fucking weird with their search engine settings. I don't understand why it's so fucked up. I got my search engine going again, and I don't know why this is, but like I can't remove the one that I added before, nor can I edit it. It's just permanently part of my Firefox now. I don't understand why it's like that. I can add my now working one, so it's fine, I guess. But it bugs me that that's a thing, that's a weird issue that they have and have had for a long time. Unless I'm forgetting some weird quirk. Like I can edit the one that I just oh, okay. I can remove the old one now because it wouldn't let me remove it because it was selected. But I still can't edit it, and I don't understand that. Why can't I edit it? I added it. So why can't I just edit it? Whatever. It's fine. Uh I've never used Keep Ass. There's another similar one. I forget what it's called though. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't like this. I don't like that interface. I don't know. This just looks like so much more of a pain in the ass to me than the approach that I've chosen. And I'll admit, I think I already said it, but I'm a sucker for a nice interface. I like for things to look good that I use. Um, like what I liked about going the Bitwarden Vault Warden route is I have I have the total control. I have the fact that it all is just sort of in the background and I don't have to think about it. Um, I like that there's extensions for every browser and apps for every phone, and basically it's just ready to go. Like I just install the app or the extension, I point it at my server, sign in, and I'm done. And it just works. One thing I really like that my previous solution didn't have as well is I can control the matching parameters for domains and stuff. My previous one, I had this really obnoxious thing where I do like a subdomain approach for my server apps inside my local network. I don't expose anything to the internet, but because everything is under the same domain, my previous manager would show me all of them for every login, and it was so obnoxious. But in Vault Warden, I can customize that on a per password or per login basis, and it's so much more pleasant. So I'm pleased with that. It is pleasing. I'm so obsessed with fucking around with apps right now. I, I just I don't know why, but like some part of my brain just wants apps to be the solution to everything in my life. I have a on the new server basically I have like a dual setup thing going on where everything's under Proxmox, and then I have a Ubuntu server VM that's just Docker, and then I have TrueNAS. And so I've been putting apps in the Docker VM and just fucking around. Like I have this one that's just a speed test tracker. I don't really need it, but I just did it anyway. And all it does is it basically runs a speed test like every 2 hours or so, and then tracks that and shows me graphs. Shows me how my internet service is doing over time, which is kind of cool. It's not useless, but it's also not like something I fucking really need, right? Apparently, I had a giant dip um, in my speed this morning, 8 in the morning. Download dropped to under 40. So yeah, I'm messing with that. Um, I have a pretty cool app that I'm running on the Docker VM called Dazzle, which I really like. But basically, it lets you really, really easily look at all the logs from all of your Docker containers in one nice interface. It's super nice. You can like look at them all together, or you can look at them individually, or like bundled up if like it's a multiple container situation. You can look at all the logs from all of the like sub containers together as one. Very useful, honestly. I don't use like Portainer or I know there's another like prominent Docker management app thing. I don't use those. I just do all the Docker stuff from the command line, but the logging app is actually super duper useful. And the search engine I'm running from the Docker VM as well. I feel like I don't want to run anything that doesn't need to be on the NAS directly as a NAS app. I'd rather run it as just a Docker externally. Although I did drop the Vault Warden in there and it really doesn't need to be in the NAS. I could move it. I don't know. That might be annoying. uh, yeah, Future Co can deal with that shit. Sorry, I had to blow the old nose again. But yeah, I'm obsessed with apps right now. I just want I want all kinds of apps. Every app to manage my life. This app can fix me. Huh. Oh, that's weird. I probably need to do regular expressions for my domain matching because there's a few of these that do like I'm using exact match because I'm lazy. But the problem with that is there's some apps that they use like query parameters in the URL, which means that the URL changes. Any self-hosted journal app? Yeah. There's actually quite a lot. Um, I've actually been kind of looking for something for like personal documentation. But again, I'm like, I gotta have like a really pretty interface. I need that. um, Like, I really like the way like Gitbook looks, which everybody uses now for their like app documentation and whatever. And there's some like Gitbook like knockoff apps out there. Um, that I have found to be interesting. I haven't fucked with one yet though. There's one that looks nice called Outline. Uh, the install process looked a little wild, but there's a Docker Compose for it and whatnots. But Outline is very nice looking. Um, so you can self-host that. There's another one. It has book in the name. I'm trying to remember what it is. Actually, I think it's a TrueNAS app as well. Might be easier for me to search for it there. Book, book, Bookstack. Bookstack is what I was thinking of. Bookstackapp.com. So I don't know if these are like really, if you would consider them journal uh, apps, but you could use it that way. Bookstack probably is more usable in that way because of the particular way in which it organizes itself, which is by books, chapters, and pages. So you can organize a lot of stuff that you've written um, in Bookstack in a way that I think is probably closer to journaling. I don't know if there's just like straight up self hosted blog, but probably, right? Why not? Hugo. That's from 2 years ago. Hugo. Ghost? Huh? Oh, interesting. Oh, wow. Ghost looks really nice. I don't know what the self hosted side of it looks like, but this, they sell it well. Where is your GitHub, Ghost? What does the self-host version of this look like? It's clearly really more like for actually publishing to the web, but source code. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, there's Docker Compose. Well, there's probably a Docker Compose. Let's see. No, I'm not seeing Ghost Docker Compose. How to install Ghost with Docker. The installation steps. Okay, that took me to the Docker Hub page. Uh, okay, and then yeah, so down the page there's an example Docker Compose. It looks straightforward enough. So that would literally be like journaling. Have I bored everyone to death? Nobody's said anything for forever. I've come across this repository before, Wamasi, and forgot about it. So thank you for linking it again. Mm. Sorry, I forgot to mute again. Awesome self-hosted. Ooh, wow. There's so many. Oh, wow, yeah, I could really dig through this for a long time. Ooh, discount bandit. What is that? Like a price tracker thinger? Huh. Is this still alive? Looks like it. Huh. Hell yeah. There's a giant banner at the top of the README that says Free Palestine. That's crazy. And there's the Docker Compose. Interesting. Wonder how well it works. Self-hosted product tracker for Amazon, Walmart, and many more. Do 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 do. Oh, it looks quite nice. Wow, it gives you like historicals on the prices and stuff. That's very cool. It only supports a very small set of stores, though. Very small. There are 16 stores. Amazon, Argos, Best Buy, Canadian Tire, Costco, Curry's, DIY, eBay, Emacs, Flipkart, Mintra, Noon, Princess Auto, Snapdeal, Target, and Walmart. That's it. Looks really nice, though. Excuse me. I've also been wondering if there's anything that would be beneficial for the stream somehow. I feel like there's got to be some way I can leverage the server for that, you know? Probably notes though. I do need to I need to settle on a documentation app and start documenting because I've found so often that that's a thing that I really fail at is I try to keep all this shit in my head and then it all fades away. I'm pretty good at getting back on the bike, but there's always stuff that's like I wish I would have just written this down somewhere. I also feel like there's a ton of shit I could do if I had any confidence whatsoever in network security. You know, if I could have some of this stuff exposed to the web, it would be very useful. But I'm also, I don't know, I feel like you can't win that fight. But lots of people do it and they get away with it. So I don't know. It must be doable, but I feel like you got to be like a fucking sysadmin and you always have to be on top of that shit to be able to do that, probably, right? I just don't think I'm knowledgeable enough to ever do that. My God, there's a lot of apps here. Crazy. Document management. There's an ebook management app called the ePube. Yeah, don't know about that one. I'm tired, boss. There's so much here. I could spend so much time here. uh, yeah. Yeah, I would like to get back to Captain Toad this weekend. So we'll see what happens there. Land cache. Land party game caching made easy. Ah, the old days. I wish I needed an app like this. Whoa. Get more play for your gamers. Download your games once and serve them out to many people at your LAN. Huh. Like, this is cool and all, but what games and how? Oh, Steam LAN cache prefill. Wow. Automatically fills a LAN cache with games from Steam so that subsequent downloads for the same content will be served from the LAN cache, improving speeds and reducing load on your internet connection. Whoa, that's crazy. So I could like download games using the server and then have the server be the download source for um like the Steam Deck and our PCs. That's pretty cool. Looks like it's still actively developed too. Neat. That's a cool thing. Very cool. And it also has a BattleNet LAN cache prefill, Epic LAN cache prefill. Neat. LANcache.net is used by LANs, event, and LAN cafes all around the world. And there's a whole bunch of like links to LAN locations. Oh, weird. Huh. Wow, they really do big ass LANs like in a gym. That's cool. They do charity events. Neat. NetWar was the one I was looking at. Apparently, they use LAN cache. Cool stuff. Oh, folks, I'm gonna get out of here. I think I'm gonna get out of here and try to recover. Nakomi and I are gonna watch some anime. We're gonna continue our quest through Frieren. Sorry. And I think we might watch Read or Die afterwards. Been a long time. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's I have a noisy nose. Yeah. Anyway, have a good one, y'all. I will catch you tomorrow.